everyone. Welcome to the big fish factory known as Lake Eufaula here in Alabama. It's the Alabama Bass Trail presented by Phoenix Boats South Division. The final stop, Kay Donaldson, Robbie Floyd, and the Angler of the Year will be determined today. And the guys on top with a significant lead have done it before.
You know these guys. You've seen them before on the Alabama Bass Trail. They have 3 wins already on our trail, as well as a previous Angler of the Year title. So if you talk to them, they're going to tell you they're always in the hunt. They always want to be that Angler of the Year. And a 64-point lead out here is pretty substantial. Chris Rutland, Kobe Carden, 2 of the best anglers in the state of Alabama. So it's going to be an interesting race today. We've had some really good tournaments here, and I don't doubt that Lake Eufaula will produce. It has all spring, and I know that we're going to see some big bags today, and I think we're going to see multiple big bags.
And we're going to see a new MC, a new Master of Ceremonies, but you might know him as a BASS Angler of the Year. The one and only Gerald Swindle is going to be our Master of Ceremonies. Good to have the G-Man, and welcome to the ABT.
Where you going?
I stepped on your rod. I won't break it.
What about the rod? Get the fish. I thought it was a big one.
I did.
We just took off at Lake Point State Park this morning, and we're following the current Anglers of the Year, Kobe Carden and Chris Rutland. This is their first stop. We're going to sit with them for a little bit and see how things go. You know, coming into this tournament, the question was, are guys going to fish shallow or are they going to fish deep? The water's up about 2 feet from normal level. There's a lot of shoreline cover, a lot of lily pads, a lot of grass. A lot of guys are probably thinking they'll start this morning doing that, try to catch some fish quick. But the other thought is that this tournament will be won out deep, and they're currently leading Angler of the Year points, and they've actually got a pretty good lead over second place, but it's not a guarantee. They're only 64 points ahead of second place, so it looks like these guys have come into this tournament wanting to do well.
All right, here we are, first stop this morning. We're on boat number 133, AOI second place. Hopefully we're gonna see some fish caught this morning. Been a good morning, clean, not cloudy. It's gonna be a good day. All right, catch them. Y'all's turn. See our second place AOI. How's that feel?
It's good. I mean, we got Kobe and Chris tough everywhere, but I think Kobe's won 2 tournaments on this lake. So if they were within like 10 or 15 points, I'd probably feel better about it. 60-something points is hard to make up.
Catfish are ready. Oh, don't swing him. Don't swing him. Ah!
Yep.
I got the nets in there.
Put them on the big side.
Well, we did 0.
How?
Got a fish on. Man, it looked like he was bringing his bait up to the water. He was at the end of his cast, and this fish bit. I mean, I don't think he's turned the handle maybe twice since the fish bit. This may be wrong species. Usually when you start on an area like this first thing in the morning, you're looking for the most aggressive fish. Both these guys are throwing deep diving crankbaits, and that's really what they're trying to do. They're looking for the fish that are really aggressive. Lots of times it's going to be your biggest fish in the school. It would not surprise me if they kind of hop around a little bit as well. I didn't talk to them last night to really see what their game plan was, but I would imagine they've got at least a half a dozen spots like this that they'll go to during the day.
Alabama Bass Trail TV, presented by Phoenix Boats, is brought to you by Bill Penny Toyota, official truck of the Alabama Bass Trail, by TH Marine, improving your boat from transom to trolling motor, and by Jax, all about the South. There's more to come.
Greg Hackney, 2014 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. Aaron Martins, 2013 and 2015 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. What else do these guys have in common? Phoenix Boats. The last 3 Bassmaster Angler of the Year titles were won out of Phoenix Boats. Coincidence? We think not. Phoenix Boats. Our passion for fishing is obvious.
So our mission statement here at Bill Penny Motor Company is to enrich the lives of our employees and our customers and the communities we serve. And it really begins and ends with people. It started with that kind of philosophy with my granddad and went through my dad. Growing up around the business, I remember being just a kid washing cars and meeting these customers. Now I'm a grown adult and they get to buy vehicles from us and hopefully serve their next of kin for generations to come. For the whole story, visit us at BillPennyToyota.com, where people always come first.
What could 148,000 people possibly have in common? As different as each of the members of America's First are, they all like it when good things happen to them. Like when their savings earn a higher return than they can get with a bank, and when their loans and credit cards have lower rates. And they like taking care of business from wherever they are. Why not join us today? America's First Federal Credit Union.
You sons of fishes. Ain't enough fish on this lake for 2 clubs.
Really? Well, we see plenty of fish live with Panoptics.
Yep. Dang! We should get Panoptics. Maybe we'll just take yours.
What's going on here? You boys have license?
Yes, sir.
Nope.
There he is.
Oh, I got him.
Get ready, Lele. On November 9th, the Alabama Bass Trail is coming with 500 of the best anglers, competing for a $15,000 first place cash prize. Sponsored by Phoenix Boats and presented by TH Marine. Over $70,000 will be paid out to the top 50 teams. Entry fee is $300 and registration opens February 1st. Register at alabamabasstrail.org.
Lake Point State Park welcomed us this morning for the wrap-up of the South Division of the Alabama Bass Trail here on beautiful Lake Eufaula. Hi, everyone. Robbie Floyd back with you. It's all down to Angler of the Year points, and there are some familiar faces in the top 10, like winners Kobe Carden and Chris Rutland taking a second-place finish on Lake Jordan and following that up with a first-place win on Lay Lake. Or take Rob Lee and Steve Winslet, less than 100 points behind the leaders. Eufaula always seems to come through, but who's going to catch them today? Let's get back out on the water with Jason and Kenneth.
You notice Chris is constantly looking at his graphs. There's usually along these ledges, there'll be key spots. Just in the short time we've been here, I've noticed it looks like there's been 3 particular spots that he's just kind of slowed down on, set on. These guys have quite a bit of experience on this lake, and I'm sure that's where that experience comes into play. Hooked up. Once again, not what they're looking for.
Yep.
Thank you. That's some good action first thing in the morning, ain't it?
You know, when you're watching 2 guys that have a lot of experience and fish really well together, we see how they work together as a team. This is a team tournament, so, you know, the catches count equally between the 2 guys. When they started here, they were both throwing crankbaits. They actually looked like they were throwing the exact same color. So after a while, that wasn't working out too well, so Kobe's picked up another bait. He's actually fishing a bait along the bottom. I don't know if it's a football head or just a wobble head worm, but by doing 2 different techniques, they're actually increasing their odds of figuring out what it's going to take to catch these fish. Obviously, they're confident there's fish here, so they're just trying to do what they can to figure out what it'll take to get the bite.
All right, Kenneth, we're on the AOI second place guys here, and they're having a good morning. They've already caught 7 today. They've caught out twice. Caught a really good one really early on, over 5. So looks like they're having a good day. Off to a great start today.
So we've just made another move. They've been fishing out on river channel edges this morning. That didn't work out too well, so they've completely abandoned that for the moment. And they've come back into a creek, fishing shallow shoreline weeds, lily pads. Just kind of a change up, break up their day. I'm sure they'll be back out on those ledges again at some point in time during the day.
Begging. Stay on back. Get him, Kobe. Yes, sir!
That's one.
Yes! Yes!
Yeah, great job, bro.
Yes! Good Lord.
That's a damn 6 and a
Good!
Show him to the camera.
Yes!
Finally. Now go catch another.
Yes!
Catch another one, Hammer.
This portion of the program is sponsored in part by Sweet Home Alabama, by Garmin, and by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Alabama Bass Trail TV, presented by Phoenix Boats, will be right back.
The taste of the South starts out here. However you roll into work, you can bring the flavor with Jack's Breakfast Catering. Huge scratch-made buttermilk biscuits and hearty breakfast sandwiches, mixed or matched, starting at just $15. Don't forget to add delicious fresh ground Royal Cup coffee and classic breakfast sides, because great work starts with great breakfast. Breakfast catering starting at $15 from Jack's. All about the South.
Greg Hackney, 2014 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. Aaron Martins, 2013 and 2015 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. What else do these guys have in common? Phoenix Boats. The last 3 Bassmaster Angler of the Year titles were won out of Phoenix Boats. Coincidence? We think not. Phoenix Boats. Our passion for fishing is obvious.
You go 10-pound what? Woo! Ow! Got him? Joe?
Nice job, guys.
Smoking it. Oh, off in the net, baby. Off in the net. Yes. Boom, what a catch. I knew she was finna jump too. Woohoo. Getting them fired up now, boys.
How long y'all been sitting here?
Probably about 15 minutes. We've been waiting, everybody's been hitting it. We've been waiting to just slide in, and we slid right in, and we busted 3 so far.
Good grief.
3-pounder. Look at that, I put that chartreuse on there and she smoked it. It's another good one.
I guess that's a sign you guys have a limit.
Yeah.
Or you don't want the little ones either way.
We don't like him little.
How's it been going this morning?
Grinding them out, one here and one there.
Yeah? But the guys are catching. This guy's got a good one. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a 5 or 4 right here.
Oh my God, folks. Look at him.
Okay, so we took off this morning, and Jason, I followed the Angler of the Year out this morning. We went down the lake a pretty good ways, started offshore, bounced around in several different places. They really struggled. The first place, it looked like they really thought they were going to get on them and didn't. After the third stop, he looked at me and said, this is not a good way to start the tournament.
Yeah, and I think they need to finish like 84th or better, 85th or better to be able to hold on to that. We followed the second place guys. I mean, they were on them. They were shallow, 15 foot of water. That's shallow. I mean, it's
Right.
off the grass,
Right.
so it's a little shallow, and they were catching them. I mean, we saw them catch probably 7 fish within an hour, and one of them's over 5. So those guys are looking really good, and we continue to move around on guys that were fishing shallow, and it looks like, from what we've seen, the guys shallow are catching. I know we talked last night,
Right.
probably the deeper guys were going to get the bite. I think the shallow guys are doing it. And I think right now we're staying away from this shallow water because there's a 10-foot gator right back here. So keep my eyes back here a little bit.
Well, you know, the water has come up 2 feet this week, so that
That's a
may
big
have been
difference.
what driven the fish shallow. So anything's possible. Now, I know last week at Neely Henry, we saw the guys leading AOY have a bad morning, really struggled. They caught enough fish later in the day to pull it off.
Well, both our guys are a late flight. So we're going to pull water later in this day. Hopefully
Right.
they'll get some of that on that ledge bite. We'll
Right.
see. I mean, it's going to be a shootout at the end, I think.
Well, I know there's a cheeseburger calling my name at Lake Point State Park, so let's go grab
get
one.
This portion of Alabama Bass Trail TV, presented by Phoenix Boats, is brought to you by Bill Penny Toyota, Sweet Home, Alabama, and by America's First Federal Credit Union. Stay with us, there's more to come.
The TH Marine Hydrowave H2 KVD Edition is a surefire way to ignite a feeding frenzy. The Hydrowave utilizes a sound-emitting technology that imitates bait fish and other feeding fish below the surface that preys on the competitive nature of bass and other game fish to get you more bites. The Hydrowave is another way that TH Marine has you covered from transom to trolling motor.
Greg Hackney, 2014 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. Aaron Martins, 2013 and 2015 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. What else do these guys have in common? Phoenix Boats. The last 3 Bassmaster Angler of the Year titles were won out of Phoenix Boats. Coincidence? We think not. Phoenix Boats. Our passion for fishing is obvious.
Some things ain't worth keeping. Yesterday's traditions, today's adventures, tomorrow's memories. Now that's something worth keeping. Fish Alabama and find your keeper.
For more information, visit fishalabama.org.
It's time to take a road trip. Alabama's got 100 road trips, and some of the best are outdoors, like a trip to Lake Gunnersville. First stop on the Alabama Bass Trail. Catch anything? Nice. Or head to the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail. 468 holes of golf heaven. What's the time say? Best public golf on the planet. Alabama's got 100 road trips. Plan yours at alabama.travel. Which one you gonna take?
Excuse me. Do you mind being a motor?
What could be better than being a motor? The real question is, do you mind not being a motor?
I do. For those who were born to ride, there's Progressive.
Y'all get ready for a great weigh-in, because we've already weighed in a couple early. 3 bags over 20, 23.43, I believe was our leader.
It started off real slow for us. We didn't have but 3 fish at around 11 o'clock, and then we pulled up on one spot, and we caught probably 20-plus fish off that one spot, and just sat there and we finally just weeded through them and got to some bigger ones.
Looky here. Hey, woo, son! Had that hook camo on scared me. Y'all know I'm jumpy. I just got out of jail. Woo, Lord. Oh, I'm telling you, boys, they got them. And look here, folks, 25.82 minus 1. Their grand total, even with the penalty, is 24.82. New leader.
24.82 pounds, and you also had a big fish of 5.68 pounds. Tell us how your day went.
It went pretty good. We knew we had one spot, is all we had. Yesterday in practice, we tried a few places, had one spot we caught fish, and we said, if that doesn't work, we don't know what's going to happen. But we went there first thing this morning, and we fished there about 3 hours and caught most of every fish we have.
Boat 55 is Jimmy Miller and Mark Stillwell, and they're going to weigh a big, and they're going to weigh 5 bigs, what it looked like on first glance. Do you think you have 24? I think we're close. That means yes, sir, in the fishing world. Anytime I think they're close, yeah. I'd say y'all got that. Can I get a what? Watch this weight as he locks it in. 29.83, which is right what I guess to win. 29.11. 28.11. Dang. Try to hoodoo you right, guys.
Great job today. Tell us how you did it.
A lot of hard work and patience. That was the bite was slow, and we worked at it hard as we could, and we just picked them out, and it was just a slow process, and we just got real fortunate and got the right bites, and that's what it takes to win any one of them.
They got 5 bass. They're all alive, and look at this weight, 22.98, 22.98, and they want to weigh 1 for big bass. That's going to move them inside the top 5. It's been phenomenal. Did Eufaula, did it fish better than what y'all thought? Because I know y'all fish this state a lot. Y'all been down here since I have. Did it surprise you?
We were expecting great bites like we had, but I was also expecting some dadgum current today. That would have been nice.
They shut her off, didn't
they? It killed us. We should have had a really big bag.
I don't think he did bad. We're right at 23. Let's see what this bigs weighs right here, and it is a big one, too. He got it right there, 7.88, which beat the 7.45. Y'all have now holding a new big bass position.
That was the best spoon bite I've ever had. That one will jar you to death right on the boat.
So what was the water depth you guys were catching?
We probably never fished any more shallow than, 15 feet? Yeah, we went 15 to 30.
So you pretty much committed to that depth, knowing that that's where the better bites were coming, just waiting on it to happen.
Yeah, that's what we did. When practice, I went shallow on Wednesday. He stayed out deep. Thursday, I went a little deeper. He stayed out deep. Well, he found all the fish out deep, so we stayed out there the last 2 days. So
he has to beat 7.88, and now it is 8.31. There's your new big bass leader.
I call this place Jurassic Park. I mean, it's got them. There's some big fish in here. I caught a 9-pounder in practice that I probably shouldn't have swung on, and this fish was maybe 30 yards from where I caught her. And he caught it on his 5th cast this morning, maybe.
Here we are with Chris Rutland and Kobe Carden. Guys just walked across the stage. You're currently leading the AOI, and you weighed 17.26 pounds. Probably not quite what you were looking for. We followed you for a good while this morning. I know you guys kind of struggled a little bit. You made the comment at one point that not really the way you want to start the tournament. So kind of tell us what you did to change after we left you.
Well, we fished deep for a while. We started deep, fished deep for another probably hour or so, and then we finally went shallow. Chris caught up that big one, and we stayed shallow the rest of the day. We had a few opportunities, but, man, we didn't realize fishing was as good as what it's shown today.
Congratulations to our winners. The 5th stop here at beautiful Lake Eufaula. Jimmy Miller, Mark Stillwell, 29.84. I mean,
crazy,
wow.
crazy.
But what's even crazier is 24 bags over 20 pounds.
That's right, 24 over 20, which put our cut weight just to get paid at over 18.
That's insane.
That's insane. Eufaula is back, no matter what nobody says, is as good as I've ever seen it yet.
But talk about big. The first time ever to have a repeating Angler of the Year, and you guys did it this year. Wasn't so sure first thing this morning.
No, we were a little nervous. We swung for the fence. We tried to win the tournament, and at 11 o'clock we had 3 fish that weighed about 5 pounds. So we decided to go shallow, and first bite was a 6.5 pounder. So we put all the deep stuff up, stayed shallow the rest of the day, caught 17 pounds. Thought that would have been really good until we came to the weigh-in.
So you came to the weigh-in. You know, we talk about, these are the best of the best in the South. You guys have fished our trail since we started. What does it mean to win that Angler of the Year for the second time?
It means a lot. I mean, we really worked hard, and the competition in this trail, the North and the South, is so good in the state of Alabama. And just this trail being in Alabama and the money that you pay and the lakes you've gone to, you've made everybody better fishermen. So now in the 6th year when we've won this, we really, really appreciate it. It means a lot.
So we've got a 2-time Angler of the Year here. We got a 2-time Angler of the Year team here, and that's a wrap from Lake Eufaula. The 2019 Alabama Bass Trail Tournament Series is a wrap. Let's head to Lake Guntersville, where you'll see the 185 of the best teams battle it out for that new 2020 Phoenix Bass Boat.
Yes.